Chai says happy Halloween, you filthy animals. No, stop it. All right. Great, you scared him away. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, people were talking. Said I should probably finally make a build guide for the ice staff. So fine, here it is. First introduced with Update 9, the Ice Staff is the most unique weapon in the game due to the way that the projectiles rain down from the sky instead of directly out of the barrel of the weapon. It also marks the third weapon in the game that is directly elemental from the start. Obviously, we have Flamethrower for fire, got the Arcane Wand for arcane, and now the Ice Staff for, you guessed it, ice. Now that ice has a built-in damage instance very similar to the Hot Steam perk for fire, it's a pretty strong element. Speaking of elemental weapons, Noisestorm has mentioned that he wants to add a poison and lightning weapon, so we'll see if that makes it into Update 10. My fingers are crossed. Honestly, if I had to rank the Ice Staff currently right now as it sits before Update 10, easy A tier, maybe even pushing up to S. And speaking of rankings, honestly, decided not to do an updated rankings for Update 9 because not much has changed since Update 8. Most of the weapons have similar base stats, and the new weapon could just get slotted right in at A or maybe S. I will, however, re-rank things with Update 10 because Noisestorm said there's a pretty big change coming to the way that enemies work. I'm assuming the way damage works a little bit, or not the way that it works, but surely the new enemies will mess things up with the way that the current weapons sit. I don't know if, there's no guarantees that crossbow, auto-shotting, orb will still be god tier, right? So that is when I'll do my next re-ranking. Otherwise, the video back in April after Update 8 is still extremely relevant and extremely up-to-date. Moving back to the Ice Staff, though, base stats are pretty nice. We've got a damage per projectile of 12, which ranks at 6th overall in the game. We've got a fire rate of 10 per second, which is also 6th, but if we do a little simple math, the DPS is 120, tied for first with the orb launcher. We also have the weapon mod trigger multiplier of 3.5. That number doesn't mean anything, but just know that there is a number on the back end that determines that. You can pull it from the game code as I have, and it's 3.5. Some are as high as 10, some are as low as like 1 or 1.5. So it's decent. It's about 10th overall. All this adds up to a weapon that is extremely strong from the get-go. It has very good build variety because of these stats. Factor in the spread of the raining down projectiles, and you have yourself an AoE god tier weapon. That's all there is to it. This thing absolutely cleans up with any AoE style build. Naturally, you're still going to want to increase your projectile damage, always. You're still going to want to increase your fire rate, always, maybe, unless you're rocking laser cannons, right? But the real fun happens when you find one specific item. And I know, I typically try to keep these relatively vague and give you an idea of the mindset you should be in for these builds instead of telling you to hyper-focus on one specific build. It's a roguelike. Experimentation is part of the fun, and often, multiple builds work really well for multiple weapons. You don't have to find a specific thing. But for Ice Staff, there is one item that I swear to God makes this weapon broken the second you get it, even only at level 1. And that item, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Aura Shot. The classic. You don't even need glue shot with this. You just want the auras to make that rain as large and aggressive as possible. Holy mother of Christ, the Ice Staff with Aura Shot is bonkers and game-breaking. You go from potentially damaging a small group to absolutely obliterating anything that is unlucky enough to get in your path. After that, just throw in another 1 or 2 on-hit projectiles or even on-shot projectiles. On-shot is actually probably better. I'm thinking like Pumpkin Shot, Dagger Arc, Ultra Shot, Piercing Wave, Mace Shot, the list goes on. All of these epic rarity weapon mods, and you're just going to rain down absolute hell on your opponents. Then obviously, hey, grab those elemental portals, take advantage of the built-in ice shot. You can get Ice Cold to increase the strength of your ice stacks, and then Ice Cube to increase your damage to enemies that are frozen. Then you got Ice Claws, you got Ice Dash, Ice Aura, plenty of other ice things as well, the Ice Amulet, the list goes on. Definitely take advantage of that if you want. Then as always, I've said this every single build guide, and I will continue. Don't neglect Econ, don't neglect Health, don't neglect your luck portal items so you can get Driller for extra items, period, Double Vision for an extra chest, or even Skill Portal for big chest because obviously big chest is one of the best items in the game, and that's good. If you watched my bad RNG video and how to avoid it, you want more items, more times. So you want your chest to be larger to potentially get what you actually want, and you want more chests and more opportunities for items through things like Driller. It's that simple. So yeah, that's it. Nice quick one for you. Hopefully you're enjoying the Halloween holiday if you're here in the US, and hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please like the video. It does help me out. Subscribe to the channel for more Crab Championship content. I'm your guy. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.